Every angler has a favorite time to chase fish with a fly. Whether it be during the blossoming spring, the green of summer, the colors of autumn, or during the cleansing white of winter. It merely offers a backdrop to a pursuit that has attached itself to the soul of a fly fisherman. Rod, reel, fly, and fish. Under that log, behind that rock, or deep in the dark blue could live a fish of a lifetime. It's in that helpless hope that an angler will march from year to year in a lifetime, hoping the next cast connects dreams and a fish of legend. Welcome to Seasons on the Fly.
Welcome to Seasons on the Fly. I'm Greg Heister, and welcome to the Whitetail Country Fly Shop here in Starlight, Pennsylvania, on the world-famous Upper Delaware River. It's mid-September, the flows are low, but the ISOs are popping and the trout are eating them. Today we'll be fishing with my brother, who happens to own this fly shop here in Starlight, Pennsylvania. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Seasons on the Fly, and welcome to the Upper Delaware River. Oh, he got you! You got him, nice.
He's going.
It's been called the Bighorn of the East, Montana's Bighorn River, one of the great tailwaters of the American West. But fact is, the Upper Delaware had the favor of those in the East long before the Bighorn became a public fishery in the 1980s.
To me, it's just a really pretty part of the world. It's a great fishery. It's a wild trout fishery. We don't have many big rivers in the East that are wild fish. You know, the valley is just beautiful. The whole river is just gorgeous. It's lush, it's green, it's a long season.
Oh, nice.
Say it this way, this might be the best tailwater east of the Mississippi. And when you consider it's less than a 2-hour drive from downtown New York City, it's certainly a diamond in the rough.
Beautiful fish.
It's a destination. It's home water for a lot of people because of our proximity to, New York metro area, Philly metro area, even Boston. A lot of people from Connecticut are here regularly, New Jersey, southeast Pennsylvania.
Joe DeMolderis has been guiding this river for 30 years, but he also grew up here, and it wasn't long in the progression of his childhood that a fly rod found his hand.
At 11 to 12 years old, my grandparents had a little bungalow up in the mountains, like very close to where I live now, and spent all my summers there. And I'd go fish these streams. I'd go there with my worms and spinning rods, and these fish would be jumping around, and I would never catch them. And I'd see these two older guys catching fish on fly rods, so I talked Mom into buying me my first fly rod.
Even as a kid, I understood that, it's Trout Town, USA, for crying out loud. That's where it was all birthed in this country, and so many legendary figures came from that area. Fly tying is so important in those hills.
The Upper Delaware is really just part of a massive system that includes branches, tributaries, and reservoirs.
Yes. Oh, he's running at the boat. He's running at the boat.
Both the East Branch and the West Branch are tailwaters, and so they're fed by two reservoirs, New York City drinking water reservoirs, supply cold water, and they converge in Hancock, so the upper main stem is also a tailwater.
The water in this river is consistently cold, meaning that hatches don't last for a day or a few weeks. They can actually last for a few months. And fishing here is as much a torturous trip deep into the world of entomology as it is a masochistic journey into the world of PhD-educated fish.
He's under it. Look at that. Dang. I just know there's a lot of fish in that river. You see it. You see them when the bugs are on, and you see them start to eat. And then you make a pass over and over and over and over and over, and then finally you might get one to eat. It's a special place because of that.
Fish have food in their face all the time.
All righty then. That's a good fish.
There's just so much flowing by them. They don't have to eat when the food's there. They just have to eat when they feel like. that makes it difficult.
Thanks, Jose.
When Seasons on the Fly continues, why every fish is a trophy here, the birthplace of fly fishing in America. And when the sun sets, the fish eat.
Hi, I'm Greg Heister. To find out the truth about chronic Lyme disease, go to seasonsonthefly.com.
Seasons on the Fly is brought to you by Loop. Join the Loop Army and help take North America by storm. And by the Restigouche River Lodge. Come fish the land of the giant.
Hi, I'm Greg Heister. Don't let the Seasons on the Fly experience end when the show does. Go to seasonsonthefly.com to watch all kinds of video, including fly tying demonstrations, full episodes, and you can support the show by buying a hat or a DVD. Your support is greatly appreciated. And you can follow Seasons on the Fly on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Watch us on Vimeo and YouTube. You can watch Seasons on the Fly wherever you're at in the world. Your support is greatly appreciated, and I hope to see you on the water sometime.
Seasons on the Fly is brought to you by Yeti Coolers, built for the wild. And by Honda, power when and where you need it. The Upper Delaware is one of the finest wild trout fisheries in the country. Much of this portion of the river separates New York State from Pennsylvania. In all, it's 73.4 miles of river, and in many of those miles, you'll find wild trout.
It's one of the few places that I've seen where I have a really good shot at catching a big wild fish on a dry fly. It's challenging. It's very technical fishing, in my opinion, and that's what I kind of like.
Nice rainbow. That's a beauty there. 19 inches. Beautiful fish.
When you do get one of those big wild fish, you know you worked hard for it.
All right. Okay, my man. Thanks, Dave.
Thank you. Good job.
This river is on the western edge of the Catskill Mountains. It flanks valleys and catches water that pours and pools with echoes of legends in this sport. Theodore Gordon is thought to have brought dry fly fishing here in the 1800s. Names like the Deddies, Lee Wolf, and Paul Jorgensen lived here. The Catskill-style dry fly with hackles and a high upright wing was developed here.
We're sitting right in the birthplace of American fly fishing. This is the Catskill Mountains of upstate New York, and it's got all those heavy hitters from the original, American involvement in fly fishing. It started right here.
It is like going to Cooperstown. If you're a fan of baseball, when you walk those rivers and you fish on those fish, there are literally whispers of legends coming out of those hills and talking to you. Even as a kid, I could appreciate the fact that there were all these big names in the fly fishing industry, guys that had written books.
Some of the most famous fly tyers in the country are, some of them still with us in this area. We have the Deddy family down in Roscoe. They are, legendary.
Roscoe, New York, also known as Trout Town, USA. It's where I grew up developing my passion. As a family, we camped many summers on the Beaverkill River and also fished the nearby Willowemac, tributaries of the Upper Delaware.
One of the great fish of my childhood, today's standards, not all that big, but it was like a 19.5-inch brown trout. And I was simply practicing my long casting, and I had a royal wolf on with hackle wings, right? A really traditional fly. But I'll never forget that night. I was 12, 13, 14 years old or something, and nothing was happening. There was a rock on the far bank on the Beaverkill with a little pool behind it, and that was my target. And I threw that fly over there, and it landed in there, and it sat there for maybe a second and a half before it was drug out. And that fish came up and ate that. My dad was there for the whole time. Got him! One of the great fish of my life because of that. Those are beautiful fish, the way they're eating right there.
There's a lot of history here.
This is the birthplace of fly fishing in America.
There's that kind of aura or mystique about it that this place has been fished by a lot of people, a lot of good anglers, and for a long, long time.
It will always, for so many reasons, be a very special place for me.
It's come full circle as a family growing up on these rivers and now a brother, Mark, who staked his claim here. He's opened Whitetail Country, a full-service fly shop in Starlight, Pennsylvania, literally feet away from a boat launch and the pools of the Delaware.
We're on probably the busiest boat ramp on the upper Delaware system. Height of the season, May, June, I mean, there could be 25, 30 boats going in or out of here per day.
Got him. Nice.
It's a good section of the river. It's on the lower end of the West Branch, so you can take out here if you put in on the upper sections of the West Branch, or you can put in here and float down into the upper sections of the main stem.
When you're wading and casting in these waters, you're reminded of those who spent time studying, fishing, and developing this sport.
Come on, fishing.
It's much like your first trip to Monument Park at Yankee Stadium or Lambeau Field. This area, it's just different.
Got him. Hate the big caddis.
Holy smokes, these fish are educated. Presentation is everything. Size and stage of insect life can be game changers. And then there are days it's hard to make sense of why they eat or why they don't eat.
7:21. You can tell the sun is setting. Fish just started eating. Got a lot of blue-wing olives on the water. And this fish just ate October caddis, and I haven't seen one, but I saw it last night near the light on the house we're staying, that they're around at night. So these fish must be used to seeing them.
Tough fish, challenging conditions. Yeah, the fish are very educated. There's a fair amount of pressure here, and they're wild fish.
Okay, he's in the net. Yeah, it's a beautiful rainbow. But you'll see the bronze colors on him. He's 17 inches. Beautiful Delaware rainbow. Somebody had mentioned to me earlier the day or whatever before that we'll see some October caddises. You could see some October caddises, and I know from my days in the West that is a really good searching fly. And I tie down an October caddis, and doggone it if I didn't get one of those beautiful fish to eat that thing. Thank you, my man. Nice job. Way to go.
And when Seasons on the Fly continues, those 20 inchers start to feed. The bugs fly and the beauty of the Catskills. Seasons on the Fly is brought to you by Whitetail Country Fly Shop, a full-service shop on the world-famous Upper Delaware River. Go to whitetailflyshop.com. And by Tarpon Key Lodge in Belize. Catch a grand slam before breakfast.
Hi, I'm Greg Heister. A reminder, please support our sponsors. Without them, this show is impossible. You can do that by going to seasonsonthefly.com, clicking on their logo, and let them know that you support them and that you're part of the team. Thanks for watching Seasons on the Fly.
Seasons on the Fly is brought to you by Northwest, Southwest, Eastern, and American Fly Fishing magazines, the best mags in the business. And by SeasonsOnTheFly.com. Don't let the experience end when the show does. And by the brand new Seasons on the Fly Lodge. The SOF experience continues on Alaska's Kvichak River. Make no mistake about it, the Upper Delaware is a bug factory. From the Hendricksons in April to the summer hatches of Isonychias and sulfurs throughout the summer.
There's tons of bugs that come off, sometimes 4 or 5 different species at any given time. And it starts in, sometimes late March into April and goes all the way through, October, November. And realistically, you could catch a fish on a dry fly 12 months a year.
You can see the bug life that comes out here in the evening and the night on the Delaware River. Fish food, trout food.
That's kind of the lure of this river. It is a very challenging river. You can have 5 different insects hatching at once, 3 different life forms of those insects, different behaviors of those insects. And not only just the life forms, but you have cripples and stillborns, and you can have that going on at the same time too.
These mayflies sustain one of the great population of wild trout on the east coast of America.
Got one? Yeah.
And because of stable water temperatures, these hatches can last literally a few months.
I missed 3 of them on that.
Do you have a favorite hatch?
The one I'm in that's happening, I don't care if they're eating toads. You know, if they're up and eating, I'm happy.
It also makes it more difficult because there can be 5 different bugs in the water at the same time, making these fish that are already a great test very stingy because you have to know what they're eating. It's what makes each one of these fish so special and unique. You don't catch them here by accident.
I don't think anybody will ever understand why some rivers are more difficult than others to catch fish. The Delaware just happens to be one of those places where there are so many different hatches, all happening at the same time, many different stages of entomology, and you have a history now that isn't that long, really, when you're talking about fly fishing. You're talking about the 1980s.
It's August. The pooled water is warmed in both the east and the west branches of the Delaware. Understanding water temperatures and flows here will dictate where you fish and when. Making a trip to a fly shop that provides knowledge an important part of your strategy.
Everything from leader, tippet, flies, rods, reels, fly tying material, lines, pretty much the whole gamut. I think we offer a pretty good selection of inventory, whether it be various flies, lines, leaders, and we pride ourselves in trying to be the best shop in terms of servicing our customers.
When you figure it out, this river can provide unforgettable experiences, big fish, small flies, and small tippets. It's a great place to cut your teeth on this sport, as well as hone your skill.
There are a lot of 20-inch class fish. There are fish in that 23-inch class, and there's the odd 25 to 30-inch fish. But the average fish is that 15, 16-inch range. You know, there's a whole mixture. I mean, you're going to catch tiny fish because they're born here.
Oh my God. That's a rainbow.
The rainbows in the main stem often will take you right down to your backing, if not further, depending on the water you're in, depending on the size fish.
Oh man, this is a good one, and the take was incredible.
That's again what makes this place so special. When you have a multitude of insects hatching at one time, you got to figure out what insect they want, and then to further that, what stage of that insect they want. So, you know, there's times when they'll only eat an Isonychia merger, and there's other times when they'll only eat blue-winged olive dun, and talk about a disparity in size. I mean, you caught a fish last night on a size 20 blue-winged olive and then a size 12 Isonychia in the same pool within 50 feet.
In the net. Another good one. Nice! You got to be really careful because you got really, 6X tippet on, small flies, and you don't land a lot of those big fish on the Delaware, and it was 19 or whatever it was inches, and that is a big fish there. You'll catch them bigger, but that is considered one of those big slotted fish in the Delaware. It was awesome.
That was more of a rainbow fight.
We'll wrap up the show when we come back. Seasons on the Fly is brought to you by Dry Fly Distilling, handcrafted spirits made in the Pacific Northwest, and by Wild Alaska Sport Fishing and Cruises. Come find the real Alaska. Seasons on the Fly is brought to you by Scientific Anglers. Fish the truth. Don't wait to watch Seasons on the Fly on television. Find our YouTube channel or watch us on Vimeo. And you can now download the Seasons on the Fly app and watch us on Apple TV and Roku. It's Seasons on the Fly on your schedule. It's pretty simple. If you haven't fished the Upper Delaware River, you've cheated yourself. If you like history and museums, then the Catskill Mountains are like a trip to the Smithsonian for a fly fisherman. This is its birthplace. Names like Gordon, Hendrickson, and Wolf fished these waters and helped spark a revolution in this country. Author Zane Grey lived and developed his love of fishing here. This is like Cooperstown to a fan of baseball. And these fish are wild, selective, and big. And these are valleys full of memories and great days for this angler. There are whispers in those mountains of many, many colors here. I'm Greg Heister, and I'll see you next time on Seasons on the Fly.
I've fished quite a few places, and if I had to pick one place to fish for trout the rest of my life, it would probably be this river.
It's a very special place. It's unique to the east. You'd have to get an airplane from the East Coast, find something, similar to it. And the wild fish, and they're big, strong, healthy, hard-fighting fish. There's no gimmies on this river. Every fish, whether it's a 12-inch fish or a 23-inch fish or bigger, they're all trophies,
Because it's a difficult place, you earn your fish on the Delaware River. Please don't let that keep you from going there and trying this place. As fly fishermen and gals, anybody who has a great appreciation for our sport needs to go to these places. You need to walk around the Beaverkill River and the Willowemac and understand who Theodore Gordon was, who Lee Wolf was, who Paul Jorgensen was. These are all people that helped us get to the point in which we are today in our great sport.